All right. So where do I start? Got my stomach out. It's not on flat like I would like for it to be, but it's all right. So what I wanted to talk about was my song Broken Brain. So I started off writing this song about a year before I am filming this video because I was doing my little 100 song in a day challenge, and I was like, you know what? I want all of my songs to be full length songs instead of just these little like 30 or 60-second snippets. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and write a full length song about whatever number that was. I keep wanting to say like number 11, but I don't know what number it is. There's so much noise, I can't hear my own thoughts. That one. I'm staring out the window, trying to gather my thoughts. There actually was noise going on that day, but it also to me meant the noise that was going on in my brain. You know, whenever people have either mental illnesses or mental disorders, sometimes there can be like a lot of chaos going on up there. So I was like, you know what? That's exactly where I'm going to take this song. So I sat down in my living room on the couch and I was like, let's write a song about mental illness. So that's how I ended up getting Broken Brain. So I wrote the chorus first, and man, maybe like, I want to say months later, the second verse just came to me while I was delivering mail. I was at my apartments. I was in the mail room and I was just delivering mail, and I started singing Broken Brain, the first verse in the chorus. And I was like, ooh, I just want to, record myself singing this song. And then the second verse just came to me. So it was just beautiful. I love whenever songs do that. I wish I would have written it all in one day, but that's not the way this song happens. So I do want to talk about the lyrics. So the first verse says, when did I agree to go through all this pain? I'm not that tough. I'm not that tough. Why did I say I wanted to understand? What a big mistake. I have an aunt on my dad's side. Maybe she's like a great aunt or just a cousin that my dad calls aunt. People used to talk about her because they would say that she would walk down the street butt naked talking to herself. And it's so sad because my mom would tell me, hey, that's your aunt, and that's your family, or that's your cousin, or whatever she would say. And it doesn't matter, that was my family. And people were talking about my family. So my dad and I were together one day, which was a rarity because after my mom and dad got divorced, I would see him just not that often. Whenever he would decide to come visit and come pick me up, I'd get to see him. But I love my dad so much, and I would get so excited to spend time with him. We saw her walking, and my dad was like, oh, that's my aunt. I need to go talk to her. And I was like, ain't that the crazy lady that be walking down the street butt naked talking to herself? And I'm like 8 years old, 7 years old, super young. And my dad's like, that's your family. Don't say that. And I'm thinking, well, that's what everybody tells me. So I thought it was okay. So anyway, we're at a gas station or a corner store. I don't even know if they sold gas, but probably just a corner store. So we at the corner store talking to her. And I'm just looking up at her like she doesn't seem that crazy to me because everything she was saying made sense. And of course, my dad explained to me why she would walk down the street and talk to herself. It would be while she was under the influence. And at this current moment, she seemed to be not under the influence. So that's why what she was saying made sense. But I didn't understand what under the influence truly meant at that young age. So I was looking up at her and I was like, man, I really want to understand what she's going through. I've always been an empath, y'all. I remember just wanting to experience people's pain. I don't know why, but I wanted to understand what she was going through. And I was like, Dad, I prayed to God and asked God if I could understand what she's going through without being on drugs. I actually said that. And my dad was like, why would you do that? No, you don't ever want to go through that. I don't truly believe that that's the reason why I have bipolar disorder. I remember Dad was like, do you feel any differently? Like a few weeks later. And I was like, why would I feel any differently? And he was like, well, she said that she noticed some of those things are missing from her insanity, however he worded it. And I just want to know how you're feeling. Like, I guess they believe in passing on curses or whatever. If it really did happen that way, I mean, I can't be mad because it allows me to be creative. But I truly believe that I was born with it, that I did inherit it from my dad's side. And it just is what it is. I don't think that it was moved to me spiritually because I wanted to understand, but hey, it's a possibility. So anyway, That's what that was. That was long. I often wondered what it's like now I've got problems in my mind. So I don't really know if that's when it started, if it started before, if it started long after, but whatever it was, I experienced what I experienced. And I feel like it is bittersweet because it allows me to be more creative. It gives me this explosive feeling whenever I am naturally high. I feel like I'm on top of the world, like I can accomplish all my dreams, all my goals. But whenever I fall hard, and it's not pretty. I just feel like sad and hopeless. And what's the point in going to work today? There's just no point, we're all gonna die. Like, I really do think like that. It's like, there's no point. I need to do something that makes me happy instead of something that just puts food on the table. But a reasonable person will do what they need to do to provide. And when I'm like that, I'm not reasonable at all. I'm very irrational. So anyway, it's all a part of the melody. It's all a part of the melody of my broken brain. So everything that I go through, the highs and the lows, anyone that suffers, whether it's with anxiety or ADHD or depression or whatever it is they deal with or they have to cope with in their life, it's all a part of this melody that's in your brain, whatever chemical imbalance it is, whatever it is, it's all a part of the same noise that each one of us experiences in a different way, unless of course you're neurotypical. All right, so the background vocals are saying, be that what you want it, maybe it will be broken forever. Because you can change, you can take medication and it will help you with your symptoms, but the condition itself will always be there, whatever it is each person, each individual is going through. I don't think anyone can truly be cured unless it's something like seasonal depression. It may not be like a true chemical imbalance, just, dealing with the changes of the seasons. And even with seasonal depression, it may be something that you deal with every single year. It may be something that never goes away. So it sucks. It sucks that we can't control it. So yeah, maybe it will be broken forever, but I try to find the beauty in it, in everyone and whatever we're going through. I try not to look at people and be like, oh, that person's crazy. It's like, no, I want to understand. I'm still like that. And then it breaks down my broken brain. It's not my fault. It's my broken brain. Like, anything I've said or done, I don't know if you guys are familiar with bipolar disorder, but sometimes people can say things that they don't mean. Like, oh, I don't need you. I don't want you here. Why don't you just leave? Whenever people do that, it's like they may wake up the next day and be like, oh, why did I say that? I wish I could take it back, So, that's the excuse. It's not my fault. It's my broken brain. Chilling on the ride home, wondering, where did I go wrong? Asking, can I take it back? All those harmful things I said, every stupid thing I did, replaying in my mind again. Will I ever get through this? Can I please take it all back? I feel like any normal person can say something they don't mean and be like, oh my God, like, why did I say that? Whether they're drunk, whether they're sober, whether they're high, or, they're just feeling some type of way and they have no mental illness. They have no mental disorder. They're just not having a very good day. Sometimes we open our mouths and we say things that we wish we could take back. I don't know a single perfect person. So I feel like anyone can relate to that. Like, can I please just take back every awful thing I ever said? Take back that I ever talked about a friend behind her back or his back. Take back that I ever did this, ever, like some people, I wish I never cheated. I wish I never cheated on that test. I wish I never cheated on this person. I wish I never, stole that money from that bank, like whatever people go through. It's like we do things that we wish we could take back, and it just is what it is. But you know what? We can't go back in the past. No, we can't take it back. So it would be better to just never do it in the first place, but it's easier said than done, right? It's easier said than done. So my broken brain, the pain will last. You can't take it back. The pain will last. So again, it's like if I really did curse myself by trying to take on someone else's pain, trying to take on someone else's curse and understand what it is they're going through. I can't just say, hey, you want this back? But I actually like it. And people say not to glorify your mental illness, but if it's something you can never get rid of, why wouldn't you just embrace it? Even someone told me not to embrace it. I'm like, please, I'm going to understand myself. I checked out books from the library. I've spoken to AI, chat GPT, I'm like, I really want to understand what it is I'm going through. And it explains a lot what I went through when I was younger and when I was in grade school, when I was in college, even after. It explains a lot of things that I've gone through in my life. And now that I understand myself, I can not only better control myself, but I can better try to not necessarily stabilize, because that's impossible without medication, which I do not currently take because I was allergic. But I've been going through the mood swings naturally my entire life. So for me, there's really no sense in trying to just allow myself to live, allow myself to be happy. And when I do hit depression, comfort myself, love myself, nurture myself like I would if I were my own parent, and rub my hair and tell me how much I love me and how beautiful I am and that I am strong, and give myself all of these affirmations to lift myself up. And even though I may not come out of this darkness immediately, I will eventually, and I'll be back on top of the world for however long I'm hypomanic. So the pain will last. The roller coaster will be forever. And then the bridge says, it's not my fault. Did you hear me say that it's my broken brain, my broken brain? Please don't blame me. It's my broken brain. I can't control my broken brain. If I could control it, I would be in a much better position than I am currently in right now. What does that mean? Well, I've probably had over 20 jobs. Honestly, I don't know how many. My mom used to have me keep count. How many jobs have you had? Whenever I would get sick of a place, I would just leave. Like, oh, the people are mean to me. The people are making fun of me for this or making fun of me for that. And this person doesn't like that I believe in God. This person doesn't like that I this. And people are just mean. But any normal person would be like, who cares? Like, I'm still gonna come in and get my money, and I'm gonna do what I need to do to take care of my family and forget what y'all are talking about. But me, I'm like, no, I just want to leave. I don't ever want to see that person again. Just get me away from them forever. They could just go over there or stay where they are and allow me to move on. So that's what I would do. I would move on so easily because I was unhappy. And the only reason I haven't left the post office is because it is probably the most stable job I've ever had in my life. But I would love to be a songwriter or do music full time, but that's just not my reality right now. So I continue to go there because honestly, I feel like I don't have a choice. Where else am I going to go? Somewhere that I would just leave the next month or the next 8 months or the next year. It's just not good. But again, it's not something that I can control. And I feel like I don't go off on people very often. I've never been like a cursor outer and just cussing people out for no reason. I hope to God I never do that. I feel like that's very ugly. I love to be positive. I love to be peaceful. I feel like whenever people think of bipolar disorder, they just think of, throwing stuff, breaking stuff, hitting people, going off. And I'm like, that's not what it is at all. You're high and you're low. You're high and you're low. People used to ask me what drugs I was on when I'm hypomanic because I was so hyper and so happy and, I can do everything I ever dreamed and everything is possible. Let's go. Believe in yourself. Like, that's the person I am. And then whenever I'm low, I'm just like, I just want to sit here and do nothing. Maybe just watch TV or lay in the bed. I'm not even that hungry. I just want to exist here. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to hang out. Please don't invite me to do anything because no, I don't feel like doing it. I don't want to see people. What's the point? I just want to lay here. And that's what it's like for me. So that has nothing to do with anger management issues. It's just high and low, just high and low, hyperactive, hypomanic, or depressed, lay in the bed, don't want to do anything. So anyway, that was my song Broken Brain, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I feel like a broken record because I will say it time and time again. If I could afford to pay a mixing engineer, girl, boy, whoever's listening to this, I was just watching my chick Kara. I love this girl. Been subscribed to her for years. I was watching one of her videos on YouTube where she said she paid $2,000 to $4,000 per song for a mixing engineer. I'm like, Bible. Everybody ain't able. And then she said she paid like $800 for the master for that same song. So you got $2,000 to $4,000 plus $800 for one song. Do y'all know how many songs I have? Too many to be trying to do that. And she's like, well, just pick one. Everybody ain't able, Kara. I'm just trying to say, everybody ain't able to even pick one. I can't even pick half of one right now. So, but I will eventually. Just give me some time, okay? I'm working on that. But I have a long way to go because, as you can see, I'm nowhere near. Can you see? I'm at my apartment complex, and yeah, it ain't a house. So that's step number one before even getting to the point where I can pay mixing and mastering engineers, because that's a lot of money. So anyway, I'm on the verge of trying to distribute all of the songs I've ever written, which is over 500, and I'm going to do it by myself until I have the means to outsource mixing and mastering and producing and even singing. I would love to get other people to sing my songs, people who are only vocalists. I would love that. Songwriters, like I'd love to work with so many people, but time will tell where life goes. And until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I love you guys so much. Peace.